the TikTok and Facebook. So we are live now. We are live. 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 So we are live now. So good evening once again. Welcome back to Quincy Talk. Another beautiful evening where we talk about spirituality and our well-being and information, knowledge, and wisdom. Today we are talking about starting all over again. Yes. Before we start, I need to refresh my mouth. Just see if there is follow on this phone. Yeah, okay, good. So now we are on it. We are on it. So, good evening once again, and welcome back to Quincy Talk. Thank you so much for all my supporters, my sharers, my commenters. Thank you, thank you, thank you all so much for always showing up, for always coming, for always, being there. I really appreciate each and everyone. Thank you all so much. So much. So today we are talking about starting all over. You see, there is never a time or a moment that is good enough for you to start all over. Sometimes some people said when you hit the rock bottom, that is when you have the urge to start over. Some said when everything fall apart, that there is no longer anything that hold you bound. That is when you know you have to start all over again. And some said, if it doesn't work, you just start all over. But basically, before we can actually start all over, there are some few elements that we need to look at. There are some few possibilities that we need to look at. Why is it important for you to start all over? And the first place, what is the main reason why you are starting all over? Why do you actually want to start all over? Do you acknowledge your errors? Do you acknowledge the mistake? Do you acknowledge the things that make you to say, I want to start all over? Or you just feel like, okay, maybe I try this, it doesn't work, and you just want to start all over. So we're going to be looking at different perspectives in which that can contribute for you to start all over again. YouTube people, thank you so much. Please, can you kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and give a thumbs up also. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, and give a thumbs up. So, the first aspect of why you want to start all over. If we may ask, why are you starting all over? What are the basic reason or the fundamental reason that make you feel that, no, I need to start all over again? Why? Do you acknowledge your errors? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Give you love. Thank you so much. Do you acknowledge your errors? Do you know why the first thing or project didn't work out? Do you understand the efficacy of it? Do you understand the reason why you want to, or the reason why the first project didn't work out that you want to start all over? Because mind you, if you don't acknowledge your errors, if you don't acknowledge your errors, if you don't still know the reason why it is important for you to start all over, you might just start all over and still be the same error again and again and again and again. Good evening to you too. and still be the same error again and again and again. Because mind you, if you as a person never know the cause of a problem, you can never find a solution to it. So that is why, like the doctors always do, what do? They diagnose, they look for the symptom, and then before the cure. So first of all, you as a person, before you think of, oh, I need to start all over, you need to go and diagnose the problem, the reason, where did you miss it wrong? Where did the things go wrong? Where did the everything start to fall apart? And then you dissect it. You understand it. Okay, this is what it is. And now you have to look for cure. How do you fix the problem? You know, because we can repeat same error as many as we like. Until you acknowledge those errors, you're just going to be repeating same error like a roller coaster. We were, we were, we were. And mind you, we humans, we are very, very good in denial. We see the reality, we deny it. We see how things are working, we deny it. We build ourselves a fantasy. Oh, thank you so much. We build ourselves a fantasy that we live on. And that fantasy begin to carry us, whereby we disengage ourselves from this reality. We disengage from everything that has to do with this reality. And because the reality is so intense that we cannot acknowledge it, so what do? We just build up a fantasy. In that fantasy, we start to live in there because it keeps us safe. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel that we are alive. It makes us feel that, oh, everything is fine. It makes us deny the reality of the problem. And when you are living in the state of denial, it is also difficult for you to start all over. Because in order for you to start all over, first of all, you need to acknowledge the errors. You need to diagnose. It's like a problem, is a sickness. You need to be diagnosed, look for the symptom, and before the cure. So if you are living in a denial, there is no way, there is no absolute way you will be able to understand that this thing is not working. Then you need to find a solution or a way around it to make it work, or even start all over again. Like I said, we need to, because for you to start all over, you need the courage. And the courage is where you are now working on the cure. Because if you don't have that courage to start all over, you can never work. You're just going to build up a fantasy for yourself that make you feel good. And when you are in that fantasy, oh my God, you feel so pretty and you feel so well, and you just sit in there. But while in the reality, everything is falling apart, everything is falling down, but you can't accept it because the fantasy make you feel good. By so doing, it will be difficult for you to start all over. Because when you are building a wall around yourself, you isolate yourself in this fantasy world. You become, the more higher fantasy you build, the lower you become seen. I repeat, the more fantasy you build for yourself, excuse me, the more fantasy you build for yourself, the lower you become seen. It says that if your fantasy is as high as hell, like so big, the more little you become in the reality, the more smaller you become in the reality, the more so invisible. That is why you see many people that they will say they lost themselves. Why will you lost yourself? You lost yourself because you build a fantasy around you, a wall of defense of fantasy, and that fantasy has so much overshadow you that you become unseen. Like most people, they are not being seen. Their true self cannot reflect. They don't know who they are anymore. And even to start all over can be a nightmare. Like, where do they start? How do they go about it? Who they are even. They don't even know. Please thumbs up, thumbs up. You two people, please thumbs up, thumbs up. Give me some like, thumbs up for me. Thank you so much. So they don't know what they are anymore. So it will be difficult for them to start all over. Because for you to start all over, the first thing you need to do, you have to acknowledge yourself. You have to acknowledge the errors. You know how they say nobody is perfect. It doesn't mean that we should be at the worst part. Nobody is perfect. Good evening to you, Shansu. Nobody is perfect. It doesn't mean that we should be at the wrong or worst state of our life. Oh, nobody is perfect. It doesn't mean you should go and take the most horrible being. Nobody is perfect. It doesn't mean that you become a disaster. Nobody is perfect. It doesn't mean that you become a something that that causes destruction. Nobody is perfect. Yes, nobody is perfect, but we can be better. And that is why every now and then we strive to become a better person. We strive to become a good person. We strive to become the better version that we always dream of. But not in fantasy, but in reality, because the reality still tells who we are. No matter how we kind of, okay, we want to pretend or make us feel good or do one or two things to just, you know, try to make things feel that everything is working well, meanwhile they are not. Starting all over is not as difficult as it might look. It's not as difficult as as you might want to think about it. What matters is the first step. The moment you take the first step of starting all over, you see everything start to fall in place. But the most important thing is you acknowledging the fact that you want to be on this journey. You want to take this road. You want to be. So you want to do this because, mind you, starting all over is a new chapter. Starting all over is a word of uncertainty. I call it myself the word of uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen, if you're going to fail, if you're going to succeed. You don't know. None of those things you know. But what you know that you need to do this. Because that is where courage have to stand. That is where resilience have to stand. That is where positive energy have to stand. That is where self-confidence have to stand. Because the moment you take that bold step and you say, oh, I need to do this, you are doing it. Not because someone encouraging you for it, not because someone uh, tell you to do it, not because someone push you to do it, but you choose to do it because that is what you want. And now you are faced with the word of uncertain. You are faced on the word with you don't know what tomorrow might be. Will you succeed or you fail? But even as if you succeed or you fail, but you have made up your mind that you are doing it, and that is where success start to fall in. Because mind you, everything is energy. And the energy that you put in out there, it is what pave way for you. So if you want to start all over, you have to put all your energy into it, all your strength into it, all your power into it, everything into it, even if it is as uncertain as it could be, as uncertain as it could be. You put everything about you into it. At the beginning might be rough, oh yes. Because in everything in life, the beginning is always the hardest part. But as time goes on, you start to see that things start to fall in place. Still, things start to work out for you. It is not magic, it is a system of life. Everything take gradual process. As it's taking gradual process, so also is going gradually. So long there is a movement, so long there is continuous progress, there is hope. It is better to start all over again than building something that is already dead. You know that thing is dead, but because of fear, but because of what people will say, but because of the things, the fantasy that you build, the wall of fantasy that you build around yourself, and you begin to like, and mind you, the bigger the wall, the more smaller you are. And that is why, for you to start all over, you need to break every fantasy wall and face it with uncertainty and put all your energy out there because everything is energy. Once you put all your energy into it, you will see that even the things that you thought will never work out will work out for you. The things that you never thought, oh, how will you do this? How will you do that? I always say life has a way of facing its own problem. Hello, hi, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. So life has a way of facing its own problem. It's just what I've come to understand in this life, that life has a way of facing its own problem. Not because you want to do it, not because you like to do it, not because you enjoy doing it, but because when it's time comes, just like there is a season, there is a day, there is a time, every now and then it will always shift gradually, 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 just little by little, little by little, little by little, and you will see what you think that was worrisome, what you think that was difficult, what you think that was horrible, that what you think that, oh, you can't do this is going to be so stressful, this is going to be so this is going to be so that, you will see yourself doing it well. That is what life is. Never be afraid to start all over. And it doesn't matter what age it is. It doesn't matter that thing that you want to do. It doesn't matter how many times you have tried and failed. But let me tell you, when you put the whole of your heart, the whole of your energy, the whole of your strength into it, you will see as time goes on. You see, if you never give up on yourself, there is hope. And I always say to myself, if no one encourage you, you have to learn to encourage yourself. If no one supports you, you have to learn to support yourself. If no one be there to cheer you up, you need to look at yourself and cheer yourself up, because that is what it is. You are the first supporter of yourself, the first friend of yourself, everything that you can ever imagine around in the whole wide world, you are the one for yourself. And when you start to have this mentality, you will start to see that there is really better things around you. And mostly everything is energy. Those energy you are sending to yourself, you are giving it to yourself. It will elevate you. It is what will elevate you to a better form, a better level in life. It is what will push you to a better person in life. It is what will make you to become a better person in life, because you have to learn to encourage yourself. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to care for yourself. You have to learn to be that person for yourself. Nobody gonna be there for you. You have to learn to do it yourself. And that is where starting all over, it takes courage, it takes perseverance, it takes consistency, and it takes a resilient heart. You have to. If this is what it is, you have to. Because look at it, the good way is you do the first business, it doesn't work out. But you know that is what your heart says. And you are putting everything into it, gradually, gradually, gradually. As time goes on, just like a new seed you plant, the new seed you plant, as time goes on, it start to grow. You don't just plant a maize, a corn seed today, and it start to grow today. It takes time. And basically, corn is I think that is the fastest crop. Uh, yeah, the fastest one that you can plant in space of, I think, 3 to 6 months. It will germinate and bear fruit. All other crops, they take time. They take, they take a lot of time before they can start to bear fruit. So you can imagine how a project or something that you want to do, how it will take time for you to see the result or the proper result of that thing, because that is what it is. Everything in life takes time. And because it takes time, you need to be perseverant. You need to be encouraging yourself. You need to be uh, um, you need to be the best supporter of yourself, because that is what it is. When you support yourself, when you encourage yourself, you will start to see gradually, 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 you will start to see the result. It's just the way it is. That is what life is. And that is how it is. There is no way you want to split your finger today and get it all done today. If it was possible, you and I will not be here. If it was possible, many people that were before us, they would have split their finger like this and everything would just be done. If it was possible, everything that people wanted, they would have just do abracadabra, you know, just do abracadabra, bring, bring, everything just fall apart. But unfortunately, it is not the way it is. Everything takes gradual process. So for you to start all over again, you need perseverance, you need courage, you need strength, you need all your energy, and be the best supporter of yourself, because at this time it is a world of uncertainty. And because it's a world of uncertainty, that means anything is possible. So because anything is possible, you have to be the one to say, if I die, I die. If I perish, I perish. But I must do this. Because, mind you, energy is what keeps everything going. So, when that energy is in there, there will definitely be a pathway. That is how it is. It is just a nature of everything. It's like, I don't know if I can use the word cosmetic method, whereby you put all energy into it, all force into it, and you see everything start to pave way for you. That's just the way it is. So I'll just take a few questions now before we end the live stream. I'm just going to make it short today, not so long, you know, so that people can continue their day. So, few question. Okay. Someone is saying, if you are starting all over and you don't have anything, what will you do? You see, that is what we are talking about. Starting all over, even if you don't have anything. You don't need to have everything to start all over. As a matter of fact, you actually have something, that is yourself. So now you need to dive within yourself and see what is possible, or the possibilities of things that can be of useful to you, or that you can create without excesses. Without excesses, that means without you causing or asking this or that you can do by yourself. And with that, it will actually help you to start all over again. Someone is saying, how do you build up a business that is already dead? Okay. Building up a business that is already dead. If a business is dead, that means you need to start all over. If you love that business so much and you want that business to actually strive, so the best thing you have to do is to actually start over. But before you can start all over, you need to find the reason why the first business didn't work out. You need to find the reason why the business, everything collapses. You need to find the reason why everything around that business just fall apart. Because it's just the same way I said before, that you need to recognize, diagnose the symptom, and then diagnose the sickness, look for the symptom, and then the cure. So now you need to go look for the reason why the business didn't strive, and look for why the reason, what you can do to make it strive, and start implementing it. Those are just the three fundamental way that you can actually make anything work. The first thing, look for why it didn't work. The first thing, you acknowledge it didn't work, which is the problem. And then the symptom is why it didn't work out. And the third one is you make a change and you will start implementing it. Just the three, the 1, 2, 3 step to success. So that is it. So another question. Someone is asking if you are starting all over, should you start with somebody? You see, you have to understand what you want and the things you actually need. And the things you need is what really matters for you. If you feel that this person that you are starting all over with, it is necessary, or both of you are of the same level, then it's fine. But if you feel or you find any doubt of any doubt, then you shouldn't, because our intuition never lie. So when your intuition is trying to give you some vibe, you just have to pay attention to it. Because by so paying attention, that is where you can actually save yourself from so many disasters. And so many disasters in the sense that you will actually get to save yourself from a lot of problem that could, be in the future. So that is why it is important. So to always listen to your intuition, because your intuition is a spiritual guide as well. So I think we have to bring this live stream to end now. And I will see you all tomorrow again, 10 p.m., as we discuss another beautiful topic. Thank you all so much. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Bye.